Hey everyone, it's Michael and I teach you how to learn Spanish in 12 months or less. Today, we're talking about mentorship. So there's three different things I want to talk about with mentorship. One is that you have mentors everywhere. Two, how to get those mentors to help you. And three, do you even really need a mentor? So I want to talk about mentors because every time, if you're into self-help and all these things, you've always heard about, like young millionaires saying, oh, it all changed for me when I had the right mentor, when these mentors helped me through this stage of my life and this stage of my life. And I don't feel like I've ever had that mentor. I've never had someone who's like, okay, let me get you through college. Let me get you through these next, 2 years of your life or this or that. So I was kind of feeling like, okay, am I not, what is the word? Am I not mentee worthy? And I'm just making this video for anyone else that feels that way. So this year, my number one point is where you can find mentors. I really found out this year that mentors are everywhere. It's not just people online that are like, hey, I'll help you make $1 million. It's anyone that can help you with the problem that you have right now and to solve it. So one of the biggest catalysts for me to make this video is that about a week ago, I was given a brand new team, right? A lot of people underneath me. And I don't feel like I started off in the best way with them. And so I was frustrated. I'm like, am I not a good leader? What am I doing different? My last team was amazing. What's going on with this one? And so as I was kind of grumbling and, kind of mad about it, I spoke to a colleague of mine who's not in my department, but who used to be, a high-ranking Marine. So you can already tell that they're like, really centered, and leadership, they breathe leadership. So especially this person. So I was kind of venting to him saying like, hey man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, this and that. Not really expecting an answer, it's just venting for a little bit. And he says, hey Michael, you know what? I really want to help you out with this. Really? What do you mean? He's like, hey man, I haven't told you this, but I used to be a high-ranking Marine officer. My team was the best of the best. Let me help you out. So we talked about how, for leadership, you need to set expectations, you need to follow up with those expectations, how to set boundaries. And after the about hour and a half of us talking, him just giving me all this information, I swore that I would have paid to know this. Like if this was a course online, I would have paid to know this from this person. And I was like, wow, I may not have like a regular mentor, but I have this person that's helping me out because we're friends or because who knows why, right? The other one was another colleague of mine who I was saying, yeah, I want to get promoted. I want to do like a lateral change. I want to do all this, but I don't know how to do it. And she told me, oh, I've helped a lot of people in your position. Like, let me help you out. I'll do it with you. Here's a project you can do to get promoted. Like out of nowhere. So it just shows me that there are people out there that will help you out. But you do have to be in that circle with them. So for example, if you're trying to become a better bicycle rider, I don't know, I'm looking at bicycles near me. You have to get into a Facebook group with other people that are trying to get better at bicycle riding. Or if you want to get better at writing essays or you want to be better at lifting weights, like surround yourself with those people because it doesn't have to be someone that's 20 years ahead of you that's like, oh, I'll help you make millions of dollars or I'll help you ride the best bike ever. Sometimes a mentor is just someone that's 6 months ahead of you. That's like, hey, I just made those mistakes. Let me help you not make them. The second point is how to get these mentors to help you. So for me, I've always thought of it this way. Going up to someone and saying, hey, mentor me, is basically saying, I want your time and I want your attention for nothing in return, right? Because I don't have, I'm only 25 years old. It's not like I can give them a bunch of business insights or give them a bunch of different things. But what you can give them, and what I've noticed is you can stroke their ego. And not in a Machiavellian way where you're like doing like these like weird moves. It's just being nice and saying, hey, I admire you. I think it's awesome. So these two people that helped me out, these are people that I actually do admire, that I was complimenting way before they helped me for nothing in return. Like I literally have told these two people that mentor me, I would go up to them and be like, hey, I think it's so cool that you're at the position you're at. Like I hope to be there one day. I think it's so cool. Like I am like looking at how you're doing it because it's amazing. Thank you, I appreciate it, no problem. And just leaving with nothing in return. It just so happened that one of these days I was frustrated. They're like, you know what? Let me help you out. They must have seen something in me that they wanted to help me out with. So if you're looking for a mentor, you're like, that person could be my mentor, but I have nothing to give them and I don't want to just take. One of the things you can do is just make them feel good. Just tell them that you admire them. Tell them that that you think it's very cool what they've done in their career or this or that, because they'll probably see a little bit of themselves in you and they'll see how you want to improve and they'll be like, I wish I had someone at that age that could help me out. And third point is, do you really even need a mentor? So this is a really big one that this year I also found out. A lot of times when we're trying to make decisions and we're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I wish I had a mentor. You do know what to do. You just don't want to admit it to yourself, and you don't want to do the hard work that it takes to know what the answer is. So for example, you have a brand new business and you don't know how to reach your ideal client. You're like, I don't know what kind of marketing to do. It's like, do you? You have no idea. You have no inkling, nothing, not one first step that you could do. Well, I guess I've heard of Facebook ads. Then start with Facebook ads. Start with something. And if it fails, then at least you know that avenue didn't work and you could do something else. So I think that a lot of times when we're like, hey, I'm kind of stuck, we're not stuck. We just don't want to make that decision. We want to put all that accountability on someone else. Like for hard decisions, like for example, should I break up with this person? Should I get divorced? It's like, I have no idea. Like there's pros and cons to both. Is there really? Like, do you really think there's not one decision that's better than the other? They both could be bad, but there's one that you know is the right one. And probably after talking about it with someone, having like a mentor, you would arrive to the same thing. So that's just to say that don't let not having a mentor stop you from doing whatever you want to do in life. You ride your bike, doing your essays, lifting weights. It's like, do the very next step that you think it might not be right, but you think is the next one to take, and just keep going forward. You will know what to do. So with that, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you have any questions, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.